Hey, light workers and lurkers. This is Trayana Hathor, and today I want to talk about a conversation that I had with one of my subscribers not too long ago. So we were talking, and somehow race came up in the conversation. So I explained to him a download that I had about a year ago about how race, anybody could be born any race. And I look at race as being born a certain race could be a test or it could be karma, depending on the situation. So where it could be a test is like, say someone is born um, white. We're just going to go with black and white. So someone is born white on earth. And knowing the history of earth, white is like considered the superior race on earth by societal standards. So, say somebody is born white, a soul is born white, how would that soul treat its fellow man? Would that soul take advantage of its privilege? Or would that soul, be someone to try to help its fellow man or not look down on its fellow man? Or would that soul be the type to, be hateful, evil, and, discriminatory to races that are not their race, you know? And judging by how that soul reacts to the test, because it very easily, in my viewpoint, can be a test, would determine its karma. So if the soul is, evil or discriminatory, or looks down on its fellow humanity that might not be their race, the white soul is racist. The soul that's in a white vessel is racist. The karma for that soul could easily be to be black the next lifetime and live like the worst black experience possible. So say it's doing slavery time and that soul will be born a slave or something like that for its karma. And who knows, depending on how bad they were in a white vessel, they could live many lifetimes in that black vessel, in slavery. That's just an example. Or say a black vessel, a soul that was black in a previous lifetime is born white. Now, when it was black in a previous lifetime, it understood, the struggles of being a black person here on earth. But when you're born, you don't remember previous lifetimes. So as far as that soul can recollect, that soul has always been white. So how would that soul act? Do you think because their soul was black in a previous lifetime that it's not going to feel privileged now that it's living a lifetime? And as far as they can recollect, they have always been white. Do you think that soul is going to have pity or, for black people because, it was black in a previous lifetime? Depending on the character of the soul, yes or no, maybe. I know for a fact if I was born white in the next lifetime, I would still be me. I would still be empathetic. I would still judge people by their character and not by how they look or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we all know people, especially if you're black, people that look like you that have some kind of power or privilege, more than the average person that looks down on people that look like them. People that ain't shit, that if they got a little bit of something, they show their ass. Or you've seen people do it. That's a character trait. So if those same people that you and I both know were born in a Caucasian body next lifetime, do you think that they would have the character, and the morals and the values to not be the white people that look at as being evil? Do you really think that? And then there are white people that are the people, souls that are in white vessels today that are not like the stereotypical what we believe to be white person. They have good character, good morals, good values. You know, I don't look at things on a surface level. I look deeper. And then since my spiritual awakening, I see the world way different. I get downloads about a lot of things, and I don't look at stuff the way that most people look at it. So, any soul could be born in any vessel at any given lifetime, dependent on their path during their lifetimes on their journey. And you're tested by, most of the time, the tests are rooted in testing your character as a soul. The tests are rooted in testing your character. So his thoughts about it was something that I saw on TikTok myself, was saying that basically white people don't have souls, they have spirits, and only black people have souls, and black the only black people that come back in a white body are the ones that have to serve, the ones that's paying back karmic debt, which is I totally disagree with, because that's basically insinuating that a white soul, a white person spiritually is lower than a black person spiritually, which I totally disagree with. I know black people that have personally, done me wrong, that look like me, that are karmic, and they are white karmics, and they are karmics of every race. You know, it's very, 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 very simple minded to think that way. I'll say that. Souls and spirits are the same. Souls and spirits are synonymous. Different people just choose to use different words to describe the same thing. It's your essence. Your vessel could change, your meat suit can change, but your essence, the person that you are, stays the same no matter what body you're in. Now, what I will say and what I told him is that the same as here on Earth, even scientists have discovered this, is that black people were the first humans, the first created. Every other race came thereafter from us. So they're our descendants. And the same thing goes universally speaking. Black people were the first people, the first humans, the first human race. And there are many different races throughout the universe. But I will say that black people are the first meat suits that were created. But that's not saying that souls, you know, that's not saying that souls are ranked by character. That's what I would say. Souls are ranked by how much you've learned through lifetimes, if you've learned lessons, if you've grown from those lessons. Souls are ranked by the type of person that you are. Souls are ranked by, you know, your character. Period. Your meat suits is basically like surface level thinking. And the quicker people get out of that thought process, the better. And another thing is, I look at it like a social experiment. So we're put on this karmic planet as different races, different gender. Well, it's only two genders, different religions. There are differences between us to see how you would treat people that are different than you. And you're tested. It's a lot like, kind of like a social experiment, but based on a soul level, testing the type of person you are. The differences for religions, like there are people that are the same race but different religions or different religious groups will, you know, hate other religious groups that look like them, just like Hitler. The Jews were Europeans, but they were they were European Jews that suffered and were, you know, targeted during the Holocaust. They all looked the same. They just had different religious beliefs. Even down to you know, in the Middle East, they look the same. They just have different religious beliefs. You know, people are judged by their character based on how they view people that are different from them, whether it be religious beliefs, whether it be, social, economical standings. If they are, have power and money, and if they look down on the poor, elitist, all of those kind of things are judged. And all of those things are based on a soul level. Everything, every position, every situation, everything in this world is for a reason. And they all are based on people learning and growing spiritually, everything. And there are many people on this karmic planet that are karmic. Like, people of this planet are karmic, so they're stuck in that way of thinking, that way of looking at things. Their souls don't learn, ascend, and grow. Most people here. But the people that learn, ascend, and grow are the people that are of a higher ranking soul wise. And the people that are just, fundamentally at the core, they're good people at the root. They're not malicious, they're not hurtful, they're not hateful, they're not evil. Those are the souls that are of significant value, and it's not based off of your vessel. But the black vessel was the original vessel created for souls. I think that's all I want to talk about pertaining to that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section if you have any, and like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another topic shortly. Okay, bye bye. It's a wrap for you, baby.